Check out these 3 piano jazz chord exercises for beginners.
Hi guys, welcome back. So in this lesson I thought I would go over a few really nice jazz related chords that's going to make beginners sound like they know exactly what they're doing. So the chords I'm going to show you voicings for are a minor 11, a minor 7 flat 5 and an altered dominant. Now that may sound like complete nonsense, but don't panic because I'm not going to spend this lesson explaining what all of these chords mean and how they're constructed. Because to play them you don't really need to know, you can just learn that stuff later. It's much better to learn the theory about stuff that you can already play rather than learning complicated theory that you can't really relate to. So I'm simply going to show you the voicings and then give you an example of how you can apply them. So to begin with, I'm going to demonstrate these chords in the key of D minor. Our first chord is a minor 11 and it looks like this. So what we have here is a D in the bass and also the third above. And then in the right hand we just have a C major triad. And this gives us the 7th, 9th and 11th. So an easy way to remember this chord is just to play the root at the bottom and a minor third above. And then in the right hand, just play the note D, or the root note, and just go down by 2 semitones, and then build a major triad from here. This voicing has such a nice thick sound, and you can substitute it for any straight minor chord. So moving on to our second chord, we have a minor 7 flat 5, and this is how it sounds. So you can see that this is very similar to the previous chord, and technically it's a minor 11 flat 5, but you will very rarely see this actually written down. But you can play this chord any time that you need to play a minor 7 flat 5. So it is exactly the same as before, except we add in the flat 5, an A flat. So an easy way to construct this chord is to just play the minor triad in the left hand, so this would be a D minor, and then flatten the top note. And then in the right hand, just do what we did before and play the major triad from the note below. And moving on to our last chord, an altered dominant. Now this is a much more complex chord, but you can basically replace any dominant 7 chord with it. This is how it sounds. Or like this. It's exactly the same chord. So this one is a bit more out there, but when it's played in context it sounds really good. So in the left hand I'm playing the 3rd and the flattened 7th. And in my right hand I'm playing a B flat major triad in its 2nd inversion. You can also think of this as going to the 5th, an A, and then go up 1 semitone and then build a major triad from here. So altogether we have these 3 chords: D minor 11, D minor 7 flat 5, and a D altered. So what I'm going to do now is show you how you can apply these chords and make them sound great. And the way we're going to do this is play what is called a minor 2-5-1. So don't worry if you have no idea what this is, it doesn't matter. But if you are interested, then go and check out my minor 251 video. So let's take our second chord, the minor 7 flat 5. We're actually going to play this in E minor instead of D. So to construct this, we play an E minor triad in the left hand, and we flatten the top note. And then we play the root in our right hand, go down one note, and make a major triad from there. Next, we're going to play the altered chord, but this time in A, so an A altered. You may want to pause the video and go through this one a bit more slowly so you can work it out for yourself, but we basically have the 7th and the 3rd in our left hand, and then we build an F major triad in our right, and maybe play it down here instead. And lastly, we play our minor 11 chord in the original key that we did earlier, in D minor. So altogether, we have this: E minor 7 flat 5, A altered, and D minor 11. So I know that is a huge amount of information, but if you take one thing away from this lesson, just make sure that you can play those last example chords and try to incorporate them into whatever it is that you like to play. And also just play around with them. You can make them sound really funky if you want to.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the thumbs up. Click the link in the description below to learn how to play the piano in 30 days.